This is Shapu, located in the northwest Taiwan Strait. Winter currents from south to north bring with them a unique marine life. These creatures started their journey in the distant Mariana waters, drifting for 6 months before reaching here. It's the start of the fishing season. In Shapu, no one knows the currents better than Lin Ming-san. He's always the first to set sail each year.
Time to work.
Once he heads out, other well-prepared fishing boats quickly follow suit. Fishing nets nearly 50 meters long are already set up in the sea, with mouths open against the currents. A primitive underwater trap for fish carried by the currents. This ocean venture begins at the beginning of winter and lasts nearly half a year. The fish that appear are unpredictable, as the numbers passing through these waters can vary greatly. What everyone waits for all year are these seemingly delicate, translucent little fish. Japanese eel fries. Are less than 7 centimeters long, weighing about as much as 3 drops of water. By the time they reach the coast, they've traveled over 5,000 kilometers with the currents. Shapu is centrally located on China's coastline, flanked by the Yangtze River Delta to the north and the Pearl River Delta to the south. Shachi village lies by the East China Sea, where northern currents consistently bring schools of fish. The locals have built a fishing livelihood by the sea since the 1980s. The rise of eel farming in East Asia has made capturing eel fry the primary winter income for fishermen in Shapu. From early winter until the Qingming Festival, nearly 6 months of eel fry fishing can earn each fishing boat over 100,000 yuan. However, climate change and weather conditions make tracking eel migration increasingly difficult. Even Lin Ming-san, a seasoned fisherman, can't predict daily catch amounts. After a long day at sea, they return with just a few dozen fries, whereas they had caught thousands just days before. Today's tides brought not only eel fries, but also young people returning for Chinese New Year's Eve. Women waiting on shore manage the boats and handle the purchase and transfer of the fries. Each insulated bucket contains the day's catch from a boat. Today, each fry sells for 10.5 yuan, up by 0.2 from yesterday. Prices fluctuate with catch volumes, rise when supplies are low, and drop when they're plentiful. Regardless of market conditions, fishermen receive their daily earnings the moment they dock. Among all farm fish, only eels still rely entirely on wild-caught fry. Artificial breeding is limited to labs, meaning every eel fry you encounter is naturally hatched in the deep sea. For nearly half a century, eel fry fishing has been a tradition along the coast of Shapu. Yet beyond the bay, the world is changing at an unprecedented pace. Young people are leaving the village in search of new opportunities, leaving mostly the older generation of fishermen at sea. It's rare to see children gathering here, as most, after the Spring Festival, will return to cities with their parents. Even on New Year's Eve, fishermen here don't take a break. They head out to sea as usual, hoping to set a positive tone for the coming year. Changmen Village is located 70 kilometers from Shachi Village. At 7 a.m., Yu Lichuan, a buyer, is making her rounds through the village. She's visiting a dozen households to collect the eel fry caught the day before.
$36, $37, $38.
She uses goose feather and special net sieve to keep the fries unharmed.
$47, $48, $49, $50, $51, $52, $53.
While the men are out at sea, the women handle storing and transporting the fry. Now 36, Yu has been collecting fry since she was 16, initially helping her father. The goose feather and net sieve she uses were passed down from him. Recently, Yu received an order for over 10,000 eel fries, priced at 9.6 yuan each. However, with reduced catches, the villagers have raised the price to 10.3 yuan per fry.
31, 32, 33, 34, 35.
Currently, with every fry she collects, she loses 0.7 yuan. Such transactional risks have been part of the trade for years. Today, Yu set a personal best for the year, collecting 12,390 fries. Although it didn't translate into high profits. Early the next morning, despite strong winds, her husband set out to sea. As the Spring Festival passes, eel fry availability dwindles, adding urgency to their efforts. In her home, Yu has a small room, exclusively for storing the fry. A private space, few are allowed to enter. She can't keep the fry at home for too long, so every 2 days, she transports them to a new location. She's been making this journey for over a decade. Meanwhile, on another route, Zhang Jiang is heading to the same destination.
How much did you collect today?
Only 20,000.
Prices are likely to drop. You can order some.
The prices are too low.
Careful, there could be a price drop.
All right.
Within the eel fry supply chain, there are several intermediaries like Zhang and Yu. The county town is where they gather. During migration season, these intermediaries frequently travel between fishing villages and cities. This modest roadside shop in the county town is Zhang's collection point, centralizing a quarter of Shapu's eel fry. A single plastic bag holds about 3,000 eel fries, worth nearly 40,000 yuan based on the usual market price. From November to April, nearly 3 million fries pass through Zhang's collection point on their way to southern China. It's crucial for Zhang to carefully count them and remove any weak or diseased fries. All while fulfilling orders at set prices from higher-level buyers. Given the unpredictable nature of catches and prices, they also bear significant financial risks. Canceling an order unilaterally could result in penalties of hundreds of thousands. In the eel fry trade, decades of trust continue to run deep, and long-term benefits are highly valued. Yu supplies fry to Zhang, too. And this time, she brought over 10,000 fries, leading to an 8,000 yuan loss. Something she expected before she set out. Collecting fry requires not just hard work, but also experience, judgment, and a bit of luck. These fries, while navigating the ocean, have already become part of human economic calculations. By March and April, the eel fry season along the Fujian coast winds down, marking the close of this trading game. Fries hatched near the Mariana Ridge travel to China's shores with the help of the northward Kuroshio Current. They hatch at different times and, guided by water temperatures, migrate northward as the seasons change. After the Spring Festival, the Yangtze River estuary enters its harvest season. Fishermen set nets with 4-meter wide openings spaced 100 meters apart, anchored with bamboo in shallow waters about 10 meters deep. Eel fries ride the currents into these nets. Fishermen leave enough space for some to continue their journey to inland rivers, where they can grow and reproduce, maintaining their population. The Bund, a bustling area in Shanghai, along the Huangpu River, connecting 30 kilometers downstream to the Yangtze River estuary. Few realize that tiny creatures, on a long journey, are passing swiftly through these waters. At midnight, Tang Jun sets sail from Pudong, aiming to make the most of this season's last nighttime high tide. When the sun, moon, and earth align, their gravitational pull creates significant tidal bulges, triggering mass eel fry migration. Before reaching the fishing grounds, the crew quickly finishes a simple meal. Frozen vegetables are quickly heated, nothing gourmet here, but enough to fuel them for over 10 hours of work at sea. Tang Jun's modern fishing boat sails at 8 nautical miles per hour, reaching the East China Sea catch area in 2 hours. The nets cover a 4 square nautical mile area, each 120 meters long, battling the wind and waves. They haul up 300 nets by hand, a challenge that pushes everyone to their limits. While high tide brings in more fry than usual, the yield per net remains uncertain. After 5 intense hours, they've hoisted 150 nets. Their bodies are nearing their limits in the rough seas. Yet there's no stopping. The remaining 100 nets still await their attention. For nearly half a year, eel fries have been migrating along China's eastern coastline towards higher latitudes, reaching as far as the Yalu River. These fries are passing through the East China Sea in less than a month.
The fries move with the tide, in when it flows in, out when it ebbs. Like a daily routine.
After 15 hours at sea, the fishing boats head back to port. Traditional fishing at the Yangtze River estuary dates back thousands of years, but now fewer than 10,000 fishermen remain in Shanghai. At Luqiao Port in Pudong, where Tang Jun works, only 31 boats and 60 captains are left. At 40, Tang Jun is the youngest of them. Each year during eel fry season, crew members from Zhejiang and Shandong join in. They've been working together for over a decade. This night, Tang's boat nets over 1,000 eel fries. Not bad for the end of the season. To reward their hard work, Tang's family is preparing a grand seafood feast featuring the freshest catch straight from the sea. Tang's father spent his entire life fishing, never having used a motorized boat. Knowing well the hardships at sea, he's happy with life with a steel boat and satellite radar.
Is lunch ready? Ma'am.
Buyers are already waiting as the boat approaches the port. During this season, they are active across various fishing areas. This nighttime high tide brought Tang Jun and his crew over 10,000 yuan. The Tang family's steel boat supports 5 families.
You've got a baby girl.
That's my daughter. Here, celebration candies. As a kid, I went on my father's boat. It was fun. Being a fisherman feels right for me.
In his father's recollections, the sea often equated to danger. Before motorized boats, eels were abundant, but fetched only a few cents per fry. Now, though catching eel fry is tough, it remains the family's main income during the half-year fishing season. Lu Wei is a buyer of eel fry based in Pudong. In a basement beneath a local residential building, he stores the fruits of his labor from traveling all around. Storing and transporting eel fry requires extreme caution, as any mistake could lead to significant losses. Typically, eel fries are priced at around 10 yuan each, but in scarce years, that price can soar to 45 yuan per fry. With around 5,500 fries per kilogram, the cost can reach 250 yuan per gram, rivaling the price of gold. Fry prices fluctuate instantly, with catch volume, bringing both risk and opportunity to those in this trade. Over the past decade, annual eel fry catches in mainland China have ranged from over 25 tons in good years to less than 5 tons in poor years. Most fries are sent to hatcheries along China's southern coast. Here, they must adapt to drastic changes in water salinity. Eel fries come from oceans, with an average salinity of 35%, but in their new artificial environment, the water's salinity is just 0.7%, nearly fresh water. Eel fries can rapidly adjust through osmoregulation driven by their kidneys. In the hatchery, eel fries have their first meal in fresh water. During their thousands of miles of drifting through the ocean, they've only survived on organic particles known as marine snow. Their first hatchery meal consists of earthworms, or freshwater bloodworms, whose protein content aids their rapid growth. For a long time, it was a mystery that eels, which grow in freshwater, return to the deep sea to spawn. After nearly a century of research, it was finally confirmed in 2008 that Japanese eels spawn near seamounts around the West Mariana Ridge. Their ancestors have lived in the Pacific Ocean since at least the age of the dinosaurs, over 200 million years ago. As warm water fish, Japanese eel fries are particularly sensitive to temperature. Water temperature must be carefully controlled, starting between 10 to 20 degrees Celsius and gradually warming to near 30 degrees. In the warmth of man-made shelters, they undergo a transformation within 50 days, starting a new journey.